Good evening, Facebook. Dr. Andrew Merrill here at Nightlight Chiropractic in downtown Orlando. And this is a video that we do each week called Wednesday Night Wellness Live, where we talk to you about the important issues that our patients are bringing to us each and every week. And first of all, I want to thank everyone who joins me. You know, weekly, there's only a handful of people that watch this live, I think. But then as the week goes on, that number grows and grows and grows. It goes onto YouTube. It goes onto our blog. It goes kind of all over the internet. And a lot of people are seeing these videos, and I thank you for watching. So I wanted to start with that. I also I have like a confession to make, right? And this is a tough one for me. So this past weekend, we had gone to a Disney resort, right? We had a free night at a Disney resort. So we went down there and we were by the pool side, right? So my kids are already splashing around the pool and I go to get in the pool, right? So I get everything out of my pockets, get ready to get in the pool. And so I take one step onto the pool edge, right? Like I was going to get in the pool. And it starts to slip. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I lost my balance, but that foot starts to slip. And so I've got two choices. I'm either going to fall left onto my left side onto this hard pool pavement, or I'm going to fall right and I'm going to fall in the pool. Now, this isn't my backyard pool. This is a pool with like maybe 200 people around it, 300 people watching me about to fall in this pool. I mean, there is nothing tougher for your pride, I think, than losing your footing and falling into a pool in front of all these people. But I made the choice, right? So I said, I'm not going to fall onto this hard ground. I'm going to fall into the pool. So I did just that, took my slip, took my medicine, fell all the way back into the pool, totally underwater, totally submerged, glasses went all over the place, feet are, still sticking out of the edge of the pool. As I finally come to and get back to the surface of the water, there's an older woman who'd already run to the side of the pool who said, oh my God, are you okay? Do you need help? And so I'm sitting there wondering what has happened. How did I get so old? How did I lose my footing? Where has my balance gone? I used to be so good. I used to be so sure-footed. And so it reminded me, as I'm sitting there figuring out how I'd lost my balance, that once upon a time I'd promised you, the viewer, a video on balances and balance exercises, and this is that video. So I'm hoping that you'll join along with me here just a little bit as we go over some of these balance exercises and tests, because they're fantastic for you and they can make a huge difference in what happens to you the next time you're trying to get into a pool in front of 200 people that you've never met. Okay, so if you are going to follow along here this evening, if you're going to play along with me, or if you're going to do these tests in the future, couple caveats, right? First, you need something like this. What is this? This is a corner of your house. You're going to use this corner of your house in case you start to lose your balance. You've got something to catch on to, right? Also, you want somebody else to be home with you when you're practicing these balance tests or doing these balance exercises, because if you start to fall, you want somebody else there, one, to help pick you up, and two, if it's bad enough, to call 911. And then the third thing is you want to look down. Wherever you're standing right now or wherever you're going to be doing these tests, look down. If it doesn't look remotely soft as a landing spot, you're in the wrong place. You should find a better place where you might do these exercises and these tests, okay? So I hope you'll follow along with me here. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. And it's an easy start, right? What I want you to do first is I want you to put one foot in front of the other like you were going to walk on a tightrope, right? So right like this. And you're going to stand with one foot in front of the other for 10 seconds. Can you do it? Are you trying it right now? Hopefully you're trying it right now, but if you're not trying it right now, that's okay. If you cannot do this, you need to shut it down right there. The rest of this video is not for you. You need to practice doing just that, standing one foot in front of the other and then the other foot in front of the other. And get ready to do that for 10 seconds in a row. Easy, right? Everyone can do that, I think, right? I got some more here, though. Bear with me. All right, second exercise. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to stand on one foot for 30 seconds. Pretty easy still, right? I think all of you out there, if you're trying it right now, you can probably do it. If you're not trying it, I still bet that you can do it. What you'll find is that you're going to have a dominant foot, right? Typically, if you're a right-hander, it's going to be your right foot. Think about whichever foot you kick a soccer ball with is probably going to be the one for you. And that dominant foot is going to be much easier to balance on for that 30-second time frame. You want to get good with your non-dominant foot, though, as well. So, get ready to stand on your left foot for 30 seconds as well. How are we doing so far? What do you think? For some right-handers, actually, their dominant foot is the left foot. So if that's you, throw that in the comments section, because I'm curious how many people actually have that, because I don't think it's very many. I don't know hardly any people that kick with their left foot, but if you do, I probably want to field a soccer team and add you, because it's hard to find left footers. All right, so if you're doing good so far, standing on one foot for 30 seconds, then the other foot for 30 seconds, we're going to move on to the hard part. And here's the interesting part to me, right? So I tried this myself. I tried this with a few of my patients. I tried this with my kids, 7, 8, and 21. And everyone struggled with these. And I think it's really important to understand if you're not practicing your balance, you are probably losing your balance. And we'll talk more about that in just a second. So here's the fun part. Ready? You're going to stand up again. And again, you want to be in that corner of your room with a good place to fall just in case. And what you're going to do is you're going to pick up one foot off the floor again. And then you're going to close your eyes. And then you're going to see how long you can balance with your eyes closed on that one foot. Right? And it seems so easy, right? Everyone thought that they were going to do this the first time, no problem. They were going to just hit it out of the park. And what everyone found was that it's much, much harder than you think because your eyes play a big role in your proprioception coming from your body. They work together in your cerebellum to make sure that you're able to stand up and keep your good balance. And when you remove your eyes from that equation, your cerebellum has to work alone with the proprioception coming from your body. So there's actually some published studies about how long you're supposed to be able to do this, right? So if you're younger than 59 years old, you're supposed to be able to stand on one foot with your eyes closed with either foot for 25 seconds or more. At least 25 seconds. That's the norm. If you're not able to do that, you better start practicing right now because it will get better. If you're 60 to 69 years old, maybe about 10 seconds is what the published norm is. And if you're older than 70 years old, it's a mere 4 seconds. Within 4 seconds of removing your eyesight and standing on one foot, you will be falling down or trying to catch on to something. That's amazing to me, right? That's a very, very short amount of time. Imagine worst case scenarios if you're trying to move in an area that you didn't have good visibility. Falling becomes a real liability. So you want to be practicing these exercises because guess what else we know? We know that if you practice these exercises, you get better at these exercises. And so you want to add this into your routines, especially if you are getting older, like myself, so that the next time you try and get into a pool, you don't look like me. God, it was so terrible. It was terrible. All right, let's see, what else? If you are really, really good, if you are an athlete, if you are younger, and none of this was even remotely difficult for you, you can use things like rocker boards, you can use things like backwards walking, you can use things like a couple of stairs to move up and down, to really challenge your balance even further. But for most people who don't fall into that category, these exercises that I just showed you, right? Standing on one foot, standing on the other foot, and then doing the same exercise with your eyes closed is going to be plenty to retrain some of your balance and get you more sure-footed. Anyways, that's all I have for this evening. You can always find me in the comments section. You can always find me at Dr. Merrill at nightlightchiropractic.com. And you can always go to our blog and find great videos like this on YouTube or nightlightchiropracticonline.com. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you next week for another Wednesday Night Wellness Live. Good night.